Hi, how are you? My name is Eveline, and this is an intro class to the new program I started that we called Freeform Wellness. They are virtual classes in Pilates that we've been doing for a few months now. And I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about what they entail and give you a little bit of a sample of class. So some of you who know me better know I started my training in classical ballet. I dance in a company in Montreal right out of college before moving to Boston and dancing with the acrobatic dance company. Then I had a studio for just about 20 years. I was teaching classical ballet, contemporary dance, started teaching yoga, Pilates, and some bar classes. Um, and just recently, after having a baby, decided to get my PMA, my National Pilates certification, and kind of led me to doing those virtual classes that really focus on toning our midsection, our core, and learning to understand how the abdominal muscles interconnects with the rest of the body. So those are the two main things. So we can learn to move with our powerhouse during our workout and during whatever we do during the day. So the way it is structured is I create a new class each day, and I offer it online via Zoom twice. So two times in the morning, usually one at 8 or 9 o'clock and one at 10 or 11 o'clock. And starting in the new year, the class that we have that day will be available um, online for anybody that can't join live. So you'll have 24 hours to do that one class because I'm trying to keep the class fresh every day and trying to get everybody to kind of stay with us in the program. Um, I recommend for anyone who wants to join the program to do class twice or between 2 and 4 times a week if you can. Doing it once a week is a little harder because you may just feel a whole lot of soreness and it's not going to be as pleasant. So definitely recommending at least twice a week. And I sell the packages of 10 classes at a time. It runs for $160. We have a couple of holiday specials now. And if you use all 10 classes within a 30-day period from the time of purchase, the rest of your classes are free for that 30-day period. So it cuts down your class costs a lot. So by joining this program, you are getting access to the classes, but you're also getting access to me. I'm tailoring the classes to the student. So when you are signing up for the program, I will be doing a little interview via Zoom just to make sure I know anything that is going on in your body that may need you to adjust a few things. Um, so part of what you're getting is the ability of having that contact with me in between your workouts. If anything is bothering you, if it didn't feel good, or if you just want to make sure it's normal, you're feeling this or that. So you're getting access to a dedicated teacher who's there to help you kind of navigate your way through. The goals are to really have a healthier workout routine, have a healthier understanding of your body and a better use of your body, and also a healthier relationship with your body. Those are really important things to me. The small adjustments that I guide you through during class is what really makes all the difference. Um, so you'll find, I think, the two main things in my approach to teaching is one is the breath. I have a background in yoga, but also in the Pilates principle. The breathing is very much a very important part of the practice. So really understanding the breath and using the breath is going to make a big difference in creating more space in your body, and also having kind of guided imagery as you do your workout to help you kind of go through maybe um, plateaus that you may have felt in your previous workouts, and really trying to get you to visualize your body, or where you should be feeling the effort in your body, and just different imagery that can really help you find new space in your body and really transform um, your workout routine. So I'm just gonna get you to stand with me. We're gonna do a few things, and again, the class has changed quite a bit from day to day. So this is just a little sample of what a workout may feel like, so that you can see for yourself. So if you take a parallel position, we're gonna take our feet right under our hips in parallel. And one thing that is important to understand about the Pilates practice and our breathing is, for a lot of us, the area where the powerhouse is in our lower abdominals and our mid abdominals is where some of us breathe. So it becomes very challenging to hold our stomach tight if that is the space where our breath wants to go. So one of the main thing that we focus on is to bring our breath into our thoracic area. So we want to use our breath or breathe more like a dancer would or swimmers would. This is kind of typical for dancers and swimmers. So we're breathing on the side of our ribs. So as you inhale, your ribs would expand sideways. And as you exhale, your ribs would come back in. And it's side and it's a little bit back as well. We're trying to stay away to breathing too much from the front, as it would alter the alignment of your spine. And because we are most of the time trying to keep neutral spine, we want to make sure our breathing is not going to shift us too much front or back. So really just feeling that expansion to the side, slightly to the back. And that's really what we'll start with. We're going to inhale, exhale, and we exhale through the mouth as if we were blowing through a straw. And let's place our hands in Genie with the hands right in front like this, holding the elbows. We're going to inhale, bend the knees, lifting the elbows ever so slightly, and exhale to return. So I'm not going far back or far down too much. I'm trying to keep it held right at the seat. So inhaling as I go down, exhale to stretch. Inhale down, keeping your heels down and really focusing on the lower abdominals, lifting up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So lifting as if you were pulling a tight pair of jeans on, the tight zipper. Zipping it up. Inhale, bend. Exhale. Inhale, bend. Exhale. We'll do one more and we'll stay down. And we're going to lift our heels just a little bit, about an inch off the floor and lower. So as I do this, I want to keep my breath going. I want to keep my hips super steady. So I'm really going to work the leg muscles, the thighs, even the calves. And keep breathing into your chest, keep breathing into your thoracic cage. And we'll bring it up. Let's bring the arms up and stretch it out. There's different position of the legs that we can do this in. We're going to take our Pilates V next, which is really like a small first position, if you're familiar with that terminology. The feet are slightly open, just enough so you could have a fist between your big toes, and the heels are together. So we're going to press the heels against each other the whole time. We're going to feel that nice connection. It's going to help wake up the inner thighs, the inner leg. So hands back here. We're going to inhale, bend down, open your knees so they're in line with your toes. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. If you do about 5 or 6 for today, that's good. and stretch. Inhale and stretch. And one more. And then this one will stay down. Again, keep your heels together. We're just going up and down with the heels, just ever so slightly. And we're going to keep our hips in place. So we're working the core, we're working the legs, we're keeping our breath. Should feel pretty centered. Getting everything to work together. Up and up, arms up, and stretch out. So let's move right into our tabletop position, working a little bit of mobility in our spine. We're going to go hands under the shoulders and our hips right over our knees. And we'll go right into a cat position. Just like you would in yoga, we're rounding our back, we're pulling the stomach in towards the spine. Let your head come down and then go back to neutral spine. And we'll go in a little bit of a spine extension. So you're going to bring your head out, bring your chest forward and up. Trying to bring the tailbone up to the ceiling. And go right back into your cat, into your round shape. Exhale all the air out. Pull your abs in. So it's really nice for the abdominals. If they haven't worked in a little while, this is a great way to just wake them up. And going back to neutral and back to a little arch here. So we'll stay in neutral spine. So you'll go right there in between both. And we're neutral spine here. One thing you want to think about is keeping your chest open. So you want to feel neutral, but really open still in the front of the body. And you want to make sure you can engage your abdominal muscle. So you want to keep really, it's neutral, but it's active. And what we'll do is stretch the right leg back, toes down to the floor, and we'll bring the leg up. So it's parallel to the ground. Again, hold the tummy in and bring your left arm forward. So opposition here, you want to reach forward with the hand back with the toes. Make sure you breathe and bring it down. So same thing to the other side. Start with the leg down, just to make sure your hips are in the right spot. We don't want to lift the hip, just the leg. Reach back, reach forward with the right arm. Nice and long. Breathe. And we'll bring it down. So we're going to go back with the right leg, first side, but we'll keep the toes down this time. See, I curl my toes under, and I'm going to bring my left arm forward. So what I'll do here is little arm circles. I'm going to open the arm to the side and bring it down, and I'll do 4 of these. I inhale forward and out to the side, exhale as I go down, and 2 more. And 1 more. And you could do the reverse, but we'll just go to the other side for now. Bring the knee in, the leg goes back to the other side. I can stay really aware of your tabletop. Inhale, and around, and inhale, and around, inhale, and around. 1 more, and inhale, and around. Good. And we're going to go right to our side. So again, those are all different positions that we go through fairly often. They're all kind of typical Pilates mat positioning on the floor. So lay down on your arm. You should be pretty comfortable, and you can use your other hand right in front of you for balance. And this is the same thing. You have that nice little square, little rectangle, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip. And you want to engage your core. So you're not really relaxed there. You're not just like relaxing. You're kind of holding yourself into that position. You're going to stretch the top leg. And we're working in parallel right here. So my hip bone is still facing right in front of me. And I'm going to lift the leg up and lower down. And you should feel the cap of that lift. You really shouldn't be able to go that much higher. If you can, it probably means your hip is shifting back a little bit if you can get a little higher. We're trying to really work the muscles in around your hip and not the hip itself. The hip's going to stay exactly in place. So that really is going to support your hip in everyday life. We don't want to get any movement in the hip here. It's not a stretch. Lift and lower. And then we'll do a little movement front to back, front to back. Good. This may feel good. It may feel a little bit more of a stretch here. As you go back, especially you can point your toe if you'd like to go a little further to the back. And then I'll go back to the lift and lower. And really, if you do this and you're really thinking about your core, you're really thinking about keeping that hip in place, it's going to start warming up and building a little fire in the muscles, your rotators right there around your hip. So let's bring the knee in and out. Exhale, lifting, inhale, exhale, lower. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, exhale, stretch, inhale, up, exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, stretch, inhale, up, and lower, inhale, and up, and lower. Good, gonna let that leg relax. And you can go ahead and mermaid stretch, just to give you a little bit more stretch here, more for your back than your leg. This is just gonna rest for a second. And go stretch your side, just feel nice. Breathe, and if that's a little too tight, you can always bring your arms around. And we'll go to the other side, do the same thing. So you're gonna lay down on your arm, bending your knees slightly in front of you, so your feet are in line with the hips. And we'll stretch the top leg out. And again, we'll go right back to those little lifts and lower. Lifts and lowers. You can hold your hip, just make sure it doesn't move. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And then we'll go front to back, getting a little bit of movement in the leg, but not the hip. The hip stays there. Front to back, pulling your abs in. I think the more you do this, the more you feel how your core here is really what's holding everything from moving around. The more you're gonna get feelings in your core. So you're gonna inhale, bring your knee in, exhale, stretch it out. Inhale, lift the leg up, and exhale, lower. Inhale, in, and stretch. Inhale, lift. And we'll do 2 more of these. Inhale and stretch. Inhale up, and last one. Now really stretch through your heel, especially if you feel like a lot of sensation here. Try to stretch it out and bring the leg in. So we're going into our mermaid on the other side. Good, nice opening in your back. And again, if that's too tight for your side, you can just wrap here and hold on to your knee. Good. So one more little thing we'll do on our back. It's a great thing. And we're going to start with our knees bent feet right close to your hips. You should be comfortable. I'm going to do a hip roll up. So start by pressing your hands down and opening your chest. You want to make sure as we shift our weight into our shoulders that it's not tight. It's open, it's relaxed. It's going to help create a little bit more separation between your shoulders and your shoulder blades. It should feel great. So take your time. You're going to start with the tailbone, pressing into your feet. So make sure your feet are nice and wide. Roll yourself up. Let the weight shift into your shoulder and the back of the neck. So you probably don't want to look at me too much while you're doing this. And just stretch your thighs. Stretch your knees over your toes. Imagine that line between the shoulders and your knees is as long as you can make it. And then you're going to round yourself down, bone by bone. Melt into your chest. Try to feel each bone coming back down the mat, nice and slow. So we're trying to find a little bit of mobility between each one of those vertebrae. So let's do that one more time. You can take a deep breath here as you land back on the mat. And inhale and exhale. Press your hips back up. Nice and long. Soften the shoulders, soften the back of the neck. And we're going to round our way down. This is a great way to see what's going on with your spine, because that may change even from one day to the other, how it feels in your back, depending on what you did that day and how your back is. So it's a great exercise to do any time of day, really. Roll your knees side to side. And then we're going to go into a little bit of ab work. We're going to go into an imprinted back, which is one of the positions for our Pilates practice. So the back is imprinted in the mat. So we're pressing it down into the mat. And then we go back to neutral spine, which for the lower back means it's going to come back to kind of our natural standing position. So you may have a little bit of a space in the lower back. And then inhale, imprint your lower back into the mat. So it should feel easier to scoop your lower abs in as you imprint. And then return to your neutral spine and try to keep that engagement in your lower abdominals. Imprint, inhale. Exhale, go back to neutral spine. So this is a really good basic ab work. It may not feel like a lot, but it helps us understand the difference between that round shape and that neutral shape. And for this next exercise, you want to be pretty much anywhere between the two that you feel most connected to your abdominal muscles. If you can stay neutral spine and keep your abs taut so you can touch them, see if they're engaged. That's where you want to be. If you need to be a little bit more imprinted for you to go to get into your abs, that's where you want to be. But what's important is once you start, don't readjust. Just stay with that position, own it, stay with it, trust it. And then what we do is we'll inhale, bring the leg up, exhale, bring the leg down. And you don't want to readjust your hips. You want to keep them exactly where they are. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. So if you're postpartum, if you had a baby and you're just starting to get into your abs again, this is a safe exercise to do. I always like to talk with you first before getting into any more exercising, so we can make adjustment as you go. So then same thing with your lower abdominals, don't move anything. Bring both legs to tabletop, and then we do a toe dip. So it's the same thing but going down instead of up. Now you want to go down as far as you can. If you can touch the ground, that's great, but you don't want to disconnect your abs. So it's not about performance, it's about sensation. You need to know in your body what needs to happen. If you're in the right position, if you're able to maintain that engagement, you're going to feel that all the way in your whole body. You're going to feel that working into your back, into the back of the arms, and it should be really a nice decompressing exercise for your spine. Good. Bring your knees in, give it a nice hug. We'll go side to side, so you can bring your feet back down, bring your knees side to side. There's a lot of things we can and will do from here, including spinal flexion. But there's always, we need to make sure, we want to make sure you're clear. For some people, doing spinal flexion with their head coming up is not going to be necessarily the best thing for their body. So that's why I like to make sure I know what's going on with your body so that I can help you during class when we're live together, or talking with you at least beforehand, so you know how to adjust the workout to your body. A couple of things I want to say is for some people, initially when they start doing this work, it may feel like a whole lot of stretching, and it's a good thing. I think the difference between doing a workout that is incorporating your breath um, is going to create um, more space in your body, and it's going to feel like stretching, which is great. Like I said at the beginning of this little mini workout, we're trying to really tone up our midsection. And that means we need to take the breath elsewhere in the body, right? We want to take it out from the tummy, bring it up here. And for some of us, if we have a tendency to not be standing completely straight, you will need to create more space, and you will need to create more muscle tone to be able to hold your breath up there in your chest, in your pectoral muscles, in the back, so you can really support your ribs, support your lungs from having that full breathing at the top, so you can really get that core nice and tight. It's also a lot of the work is moving the spine, right? We're getting more mobility in the spine. And I think that's what really makes us feel so much freer and so much younger in a way once we start doing this work. In your neck, it's amazing how much tension we hold in our neck. So doing those small little exercises, a little bit of rotation, which we didn't do too much of right now, but we will. And that all helps getting that body to feel so much better. Joseph Pilates used to say, "You're only as young as your spine is flexible," and it sure feels like a youth serum when you start getting into those regular classes, regular Pilates practices. So I look forward to meeting you. Please contact me. I'm fine just talking with you about it and see how this can help you. We have some great holiday packages right now until the beginning of the year, and I'm hoping we can all work together starting in 2021, making this next year fantastic. So feel free to connect, and I look forward to meeting you.